This is a probable cause affidavit, and they don't have to lay out their whole case here. They just have to make up probable cause.
They went through a very lengthy analysis of the cell phone. What people have to understand is the cell phone is not like GPS.
That the scientist and the science behind this, when they do match his DNA with the DNA that was found at the crime scene, I think that will be an extremely important step. That 51% that there was a crime.
This is Reporter Room with Jessica Della Davies.
Hello, Reporter Room investigators. Come on in, come on in. My name is Jessica Della Davies, and today we're going to be talking about the Bryan Kohberger case. A lot of new information is coming to light. We're going to be talking about the Google warrants and Bryan Kohberger's VPN. And Taylor doesn't want the jury or you to see this, so let's get started. My name is Jessica Della Davies. I'm an investigative journalist, and my job is to investigate crimes, crime scenes, and potential suspects, and share with you how to do the same thing. If you haven't subscribed to Reporter Room, please do like, share, leave a comment, and know that everything I'm sharing is my opinion. Ann Taylor filed a motion to suppress the Google warrant and the VPN. Let's go through this together. Right, so looking at this, I'm on page 29. Let me just show you what we're looking at. This is a motion that was filed by regarding suppressing the defendant's motion. They want to suppress the AT&T, Google, USB, Apple, and Amazon's. And it was signed off by the judge. Okay. The search warrant affidavits in support of and this is signed by the judge in this case, support of the Google warrants were far from bare bones. Okay, so this is signed by the judge in this case, the Ada County judge, Judge Hip, and I don't say his full name because the algorithm thinks I'm saying a dictator from the 1938, 1940s that started a world war. So they provided an extensive explanation as to how defendant was connected to he uses the word H, I'm just going to say crimes to keep it G-rated, how each email account, phone number, and IMEI at issue in the warrants was discovered, how they were linked to the defendant, and why the Google data associated there could produce evidence of the H aside the crimes, doing away with Kaylee, Maddie, Xana, and Ethan. In the affidavit for Google Warrant 1, Detective Mowry discussed how the investigation led to the discovery of 2 phone numbers. And I remember I reported out to you that Bryan Kohberger, that I showed you the research that he was using 2 phone numbers. And this was the research that I shared with you that was being done by Shadow Dragon that proved that Bryan Kohberger was following Maddie and Kaylee on Instagram. So this confirms what I shared with you about that second phone number. Okay, this is signed by the judge in this case. In the affidavit for Google Warrant 1, Detective Mowry discussed how the investigation led to the discovery of 2 phone numbers, the IMEI and the Brian Christopher 1994 Gmail account. Defendants Exhibit A to Google Motion, page 26 and 28. He then outlined why he's talking about Detective Mowry here. This is the judge writing this. He then outlined why, in his training and experience, he believed the various Google records for each account could, quote, determine any time periods that devices associated with Kohberger were in the vicinity of the King Road residence, and, quote, identify other devices that Kohberger had used or is using that may contain evidence of the described offense, as well as any Google account activity that would show Kohberger's activity as it related to the planning, communications, execution, and disposal of evidence to the named offense. So a VPN does mask a user's IP address, so it helps to prevent the user from being identified. So did BK turn on that VPN, but was it just a minute too late? Did his phone ping to that cell phone tower and then the VPN turned on? In the affidavit, Supporting Google Warrant 2, Detective Mowry explained that his review of the information returned in Google Warrant 1 revealed a recovery email of YEWS. So you, sir, NEIGHM, YEWSIRNEIGHM at gmail.com, and showed a login that had occurred on the account at 4:49 a.m. on November 13th of 2022. So this was right after the crimes. But so he said, soon after the H aside, the crimes, doing away with Ethan, Maddie, Kaylee, and Xana, occurred through what was likely a VPN server. So BK logged in and was using a VPN to mask his phone. So I'm going to tell you why I think he logged in, why he turned that phone back off. Remember, it was turned off just at the times that the crimes were committed and then turned back on. This is the judge. Through what was likely a VPN server. Defendant's Exhibit B to Google Motion, page 41. He stated his request, he's talking about Detective Mowry here, for the warrant was to establish Bryan Kohberger's previous contacts, locations, correspondence, purchases, and other information that could aid the investigation into the doing away with, I'm watching my words here, he used the H word, of the 4 victims. He again provided a detailed explained as to how information sought in Google Warrant 2 for this additional email address could reveal evidence relevant to the H's, the crimes. Google Warrant 3 sought Gmail accounts linked by, quote, recovery email, cookie Android ID, creation IP or phone number associated with the identifiers that were the subject of the 2 prior emails. In his affidavit, Detective Mowry explained that the Google users can, and here you can see under 16, the sole exception is the email address BK5781 at DeSales edu, which is the subject of a Google warrant. 3, there's still no explanation in the search affidavit as to how law enforcement identified that account. However, at this point, the state points out nothing was returned on that account, and therefore there would be nothing to suppress if probable cause was not found. So what Ann Taylor was saying was that she did not want the jury to see this. So he said, BK created multiple Gmail accounts that may be accessed via web browsers or other devices and was requesting the warrant in an effort to search for any and all other Gmail accounts possibly associated with Kohberger. Defendant's Exhibit C to Google Motion, page 30. He again provided a detailed explanation. So the judge is talking about Detective Mowry still, explained as to how the information sought in Google Warrant 3 for linked Gmail accounts could reveal relevant evidence. Based on Detective Mowry's extensive search warrant affidavits, it was reasonable for the magistrate to conclude that relative evidence would likely be found within the files associated with the identified accounts. Further, the warrant scope did not exceed their probable cause confines. Indeed, other than arguing in a conclusionary fashion that the warrants lacked probable cause, the defendant has not articulated in what specific ways probable cause was lacking. So thus, the affidavits were incorporated into the Google warrants. In these affidavits, Detective Mowry set forth a statement describing in detail the scope and results of the investigation to date, how the accounts and his phone numbers identified in each warrant were discovered, and how they were connected to the defendant. So that's Bryan Kohberger. Detective Mowry, also included a detailed explanation as to how Google works and why each of the 16 items listed in the warrants could be relevant to the investigation. When considered with the Google warrants, there could be no dispute that particularity is met. Suppression is therefore not warranted. And remember, Ann Taylor did not want the jury to see this. So let's talk about why. Why didn't she want the jury to see this? The VPN would have masked BK's real IP address, making it really hard for law enforcement to track his online activities and to determine his physical location. Now, if BK was trying to access certain websites, search for information, or communicate in a way that could be incriminating, Would a VPN help hide or shield his digital footprint? The answer is, in my opinion, yes. The timing of this 444 login to the VPN would have been right after Ethan, Xana, Kaylee, and Maddie were done away with. And this, in my opinion, suggests that BK was trying to use a VPN to cover his tracks, delete data, monitor news reports without leaving a direct link for law enforcement to track to his cellular phone. Even more interesting is the timing of the login is just 1 minute after his phone begins pinging off of cell towers again. So remember, the prosecution told us that his phone was not in airplane mode. They told us in their motion that the phone was off. And so and the reason they told us that is they don't think that Cy Ray can provide a proper alibi for Bryan Kohberger. Now, the judge gets to decide this. I don't get to decide this. We don't get to decide this. The judge decides this of whether Cy Ray can provide an alibi or not. But what the prosecution is trying to do is they want Bryan Kohberger to take the stand. But I think it's very significant that Bryan Kohberger's phone was turned on as he's traveling from Pullman, Washington to the Moscow, Idaho 1122 King Road home. And it's very significant that at 4:40, his phone pings again. He's using a VPN to distract. And we know he took an hour-long detoured route from the 1122 King Road house back to Pullman, Washington. And I think thought he was going to be really clever. I'm out driving around. I'm stargazing. I don't think that dog is going to hunt. And is this why Ann Taylor is so concerned about this Google warrant? So we have this bizarre detour from Moscow, Idaho after the crimes back to Pullman, Washington. And I believe that Bryan Kohberger had to turn his cell phone back on his way back to Pullman, Washington, because he was taking a detour. He went, we know, around an hour out of his way. And I think this was an effort to throw off law enforcement. But I think he messed up because I think he got mixed up on his way back to Pullman, Washington, going these back roads, trying to get back from the 1122 King Road house. Please subscribe, leave me a comment, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.